Hey guys, it's Supa here. So we have this mysterious box event, and in one of my previous videos I did mention that I thought that this was a new event, but after thinking about it for some time, and obviously now that I actually look at the event, I realized that this actually is not a new event at all, but it has been a very long time since we've last gotten it. So I think the last time we got this event was maybe last year in December, around that period during Christmas. And so let's go through this event real quick because there's a lot of things which are different than normal compared to the regular minigame events. So first of all, how it works is you start with 10 of these lucky firecrackers and you can buy 4 a day from the item store. And this event lasts for 7 days, so this is the second day of the event. So if you bought firecrackers for gems yesterday, in total, in the remaining days, you can get 7 times 4, which is an additional 28 firecrackers. So as a free-to-play player, you should be able to get 38 firecrackers using your gems, including the 10 free ones. Anyway, how this event works is that for every of these firecracker tokens that you use, you can open one present anywhere in one of these rows. So for example, if I use it here, it will obviously open the one closest to me. If I use it here, it will open the one still closest to me, but in this case I've already opened 2, so I'll open this one slightly further away. Additionally, every time you use one of these firecracker tokens, you can see that there's an additional chance to trigger a trick. So what a trick does is it puts a special effect on a different present over here. So let's say I use my firecracker on this one, then this present will be broken, and then if I get the 30% chance, one of the remaining presents will get a bonus effect that will be unlocked when you hit that present with a firecracker. So these are the random effects that may occur. So there's a 10% chance where it causes a present to clear all boxes within 1 tile of the cross centered on the box. There's also a 10% chance which just clears 3 extra boxes on the screen. And there's a third one which clears all boxes within 2 tiles in the same horizontal row as the box. Additionally, there's a 5% chance to see a special gift box each time an item is consumed. So an item is just referring to a firecracker. And common boxes are unable to be opened while a special gift box exists, and special gift box can only be cleared when it's opened a certain number of times. So what are these special gift boxes? Well, randomly, 5% chance, whenever you use one of these tokens, a big present will occur, and when you hit this big present with a firecracker, you can get one of these rewards. So these rewards are actually all really good. So there's a 5% chance that you get a chance of one of these rewards. So you can see here, everything here is pretty good. The worst thing, in my opinion, is maybe the dragon egg or maybe the dragon scale, but regardless, everything here is good, especially I would say the Eternal Stone, the Runestone selection chest, and most importantly the Arcane Gem selection chest, which, as you can see, I think offers basically all the legendary gems that are in the game right now. And yeah, many good ones here for you to choose from, so if you get this, you're really lucky. And now let's talk about the more pay to win side of things, I guess. So like I mentioned, you can get up to 38 of these of these tokens for free. So in fact, because of these minigame or because of these special triggers, you can see when you get these 30% chance, that means that for some of the firecrackers you use to destroy presents which have these special effects, using one firecracker can actually destroy multiple presents over here, which means that there's more than a 1-to-1 conversion between your firecrackers and the presents that you've unlocked. And so far, if we can take a look at my rewards, I think it's here. You can see that I've consumed 18 firecrackers, but I've destroyed 24 presents, and that's because of these 30% chance for a special effect. So with average luck, or in fact, by spending gems to get the maximum amount of free firecrackers, which I mentioned was 38, you are guaranteed to get 1 copy of the Runestone selection chest, provided that you use your gems to unlock to get more firecrackers. Then the next tier of rewards is at 60, and I'm not really sure if you can get this as a free-to-play player unless you are extremely lucky. So currently you can see once again that the conversion I have is 18 firecrackers to 24, so this is a 1.5 times conversion, and I'm not really sure if this is considered lucky or unlucky, but if we just take this as the average, then that would mean that in order to get this Mythic Blessing chest, you would need to open about 40 firecrackers on average, which is more than the amount you get for free. So I think if you're slightly lucky, you do have a chance of getting this Blessing Selection chest for free. So now for the main things of this sort of event, which is of course the limited time chest, and this is of course only really available for people willing to spend money. You can see here that the first box occurs at 120 presents, and interestingly, the selection chest isn't offering limited time heroes. So instead it offers many of the legendary heroes. You can see there's actually a really high amount of options, both good and bad options, and they also offer echoes as well for these characters. So there actually are limited time hero echoes as well in this chest. So if you do get this chest, you can consider that as well. But of course, we need to talk about pricing to determine if it's worth it first. But one additional thing about this chest is that it actually offers many of the recent legendary heroes. So you can see that we have characters like Kalana and Vasily, and these are like the second newer, besides the most recent limited time hero Felicia. This is the second newest character they've released. This is the third newest character they've released, and the only one not here is Jubei. So this is really unusual because usually they like to wait a long time for before they release these newer characters into chests. I think in regular chests we've only really seen up to Jocelyn being given in the regular legendary hero chest, and I don't think we've seen Hanea, Tyrell, Kratos, and Hogarth yet. So it's interesting to see that they've like kind of just skipped ahead and immediately offered these very, very recent and very strong characters. So of course this leaves the question of pricing, right? Because if this chest costs the regular price of like a legendary hero chest, which for non-limiteds, which usually costs around 50 USD, then of course this would be a really insane deal. But when we take a look at the item store, so once again you can see that you can buy firecrackers every day, so it's 4 a day for 40 gems each. But for the actual paid items, what you can see here is that there isn't really a good way for you to get just one chest. So once again, you need 120 presents. So if we do the math, like I said a few times now, you can get 38 firecrackers for free, and if we assume a 1.5% conversion ratio, then this would put you at 38 plus 19, so that would be 48, so that would be 57 if my math is right. So you will have 57 out of 120 progress towards this first box. So that means you need the balance amount, which is 63, I believe. 63 plus 57 is 120. Yeah, so 63, and you will need 63 presents remaining. And once again, at a 1.5 conversion ratio, you would need 63 divided by 1.5, which would be 42 firecrackers. So let's see how we can afford 42 firecrackers. So you can see that we can get, you can see we can get maybe this 27 plus 10, so this 37, then 42. So actually, potentially, if assuming that the 1.5 conversion is accurate, you could get a chest for about 61 USD. So you buy this $50 pack, you buy this $10 pack, this $5 pack, and this $1 pack, and hopefully that will be enough. So that will be 61 USD for the first chest, which is, I would say, decent value considering that the options they give you are really, really recent characters. So it's worth it if you're picking something like Kalana or Vasily. And if you want the second chest, which costs about 180, then you will need to buy this additional pack for $100, which means that you will be spending 160 USD for 2 chests, and then for each chest that would be 80 USD. Of course, that doesn't include all these additional goodies that you have a chance of getting. So The actual value may be slightly better than that, but I think for most players, when they spend on these kind of events, they are only mainly considering the actual big reward. So it's a bit unusual for me to see that they are making these chests pretty expensive to obtain for regular legendary heroes, regardless of whether these are recent characters or not. And I'm not really a fan of it, but I'm sure there will be some players which are happy to have this sort of event because they get to get these recent characters which they may have missed out on. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, whether you decide to spend on this event or not, it just kind of depends on your situation. So one last thing I want to mention, which is very, very important, is that obviously the calculation that I've done here is just based on my individual tests, right? Like, so this is just my individual luck. Whether it's good luck or bad luck, we can't really tell because they don't provide the exact values, but roughly, at least for me, there's a 1.5 times conversion between the amount of firecrackers you spend and the number of presents you open. So assuming, or rather if you're lucky, then you can, I think, if calculations are correct, get one chest within 61 USD, but otherwise, if you're unlucky, you will need to buy the more expensive packs. So if you plan to spend on this event, I just advise you to be very, very careful and plan out and calculate these values yourself. See what your luck is, like what's the conversion between your firecrackers and presents, so you have a rough idea on how much you need to spend or how many firecrackers you need in order to get the chest. Whether you want to get 1 or 2 chests, that's up to you. So yeah, because this kind of event, there's a lot of variance. If you get lucky, you can spend less. If you get unlucky, you have to spend more. So just be very careful, and as you spend, maybe you buy the cheaper packs first, and then you see your progress towards unlocking the reward that you want, and from there you evaluate whether it's better to get this pack or this pack to get the reward that you need. But yeah, otherwise, not the biggest fan of this event personally, even though I do need some of these characters, so I also will be considering getting this chest. It kind of depends. I will wait for the last day of the event before I make a decision. But I mean, I do like when they bring more unique events, because for instance, like I said, they haven't brought this back for several months, so it's nice to see this sort of event than some of the reoccurring boring mini games. But at the same time, you know, just the event alone isn't enough. Like the rewards have to be good, and of course, if you're willing to spend, it has to be of good value. So in this scenario, I think that this isn't that great of an event, especially if you are considering getting the boxes. It doesn't seem that great value-wise. But of course, everyone's concept of value differs accordingly, so maybe for you guys this is worth it. If you really need one of these heroes, you know, you're willing to pay a premium to get these heroes earlier, because chances are characters like Kalana and Vasily probably won't be in regular legendary chests or bundles in the store for maybe 2 or 3 months more. They like to wait a long time before they release the new characters. So yeah, that's just how it is. So yeah, that's all I have for today. Let me know if you guys are considering spending on this event, or if you guys have gotten lucky and maybe you have gotten this Arcane Gem selection chest. That will be really cool. Let me know in the comments, and that's all I have for you guys. So see you guys next time.